Hi, I'm Kunal. I went to Found Oyster, and this is what happened. This wasn't my first visit. It's probably my fifth time here because I generally think it's one of the best seafood restaurants in Los Angeles. We ended up on the patio, which was surprisingly comfortable despite this week's heat wave. Found Oyster rotates its oyster selection constantly, so every visit is a little different. This time we shared 8 little Namskakit oysters from Cape Cod. They were clean, briny, and slightly sweet. Exactly what I want from an East Coast oyster. My wife and I actually do oyster cheers instead of drink cheers. I don't know if anyone else does that, but it's become our thing. From there, we basically ordered half the menu. Since there were 4 of us, we shared just about everything so we could try as much of the menu as possible. The scallop tostada kicked things off and was light and balanced with sweet scallops, crisp apple, and basil. Next came the Sicilian crudo, which was beautifully simple, letting the freshness of the fish do all the talking. Then came the Jonah crab cocktail, which actually ended up being my favorite shared dish of the meal. Sweet crab, creamy bitter lime mayo, and a little kick from the togarashi. After that was the smoked trout dip. It's creamy, smoky, and the pickled onions keep it from feeling too rich. It's paired with some crackers. Then we had the tuna aguachile, which was bright, citrusy, and refreshing with just enough serrano heat. The 2 dishes I always come back for are the chowder and the lobster bisque roll. Everyone told me chowder wasn't a summer food. I don't care. If it's delicious, it's delicious. And as someone who grew up in New England, I'm pretty picky about lobster rolls. This lobster bisque roll absolutely holds its own on the West Coast, however. Buttery lobster, soft toasted bun, little kick from the serrano just worked together beautifully. The fried cod sandwich was exactly what you'd expect. Crispy fried fish sandwich with fries. Nothing flashy, just satisfying. And speaking of the fries, they were straightforward too, somehow addictive enough that I kept grabbing more than I probably should have. The oysters were so good that we actually ended up ordering another round before we left, which I think says everything you need to know. Drink-wise, I went with a margarita, which was perfectly solid. Nothing groundbreaking, but it paired really well with all the seafood. By the time dessert came around, I was too full. 5 visits later, I can confidently say Found Oyster is still one of my favorite seafood restaurants in Los Angeles. If you're visiting the area and you love seafood, this is a place you don't want to miss.